Alright, slant asymptotes come from when you don't have a horizontal asymptote, right? So what direction do horizontal asymptotes go? Are they up and down or left and right?
Up and down.
Horizontal asymptote.
Right.
Left and right, right? Okay, so a slant asymptote won't be exactly horizontal. He's going to be at some type of diagonal, either facing up or facing down, okay? He is a linear line of some sort, okay? And this only occurs when you do not have a horizontal asymptote. You have one or the other, okay? Every single time. Now, the equation that we're going to do of your slant asymptote is y equals mx plus b. The way that we find the asymptotes, and what's the rule? How do I know that there's a slant asymptote? What's the horizontal asymptote rule that tells me that?
It's horizontal.
The degree of the numerator is what? Greater than the degree of the denominator, okay? So, in order to find your slant asymptotes, you are going to have to go back to synthetic division. Synthetic division. That's all you are going to be doing to find these slant asymptotes, okay? So I'm going to go through the first example as a reminder, okay? So, looking at the first example, look at the degrees. What's the degree of the numerator? 2. What's the degree of the denominator?
1.
Technically 1, right? He's not there. So is the degree of the numerator greater than the degree of the denominator?
Yes.
Yes. So that means we have no horizontal asymptote, but we do have a slant. To find that, we are going to do synthetic division, okay? Who thinks they remember synthetic division or remembers how to do it? We did it at the beginning of the semester. How would you do it? If I'm dividing this one into that one, right? Okay, so we would do -3, right? So we are doing opposite of the denominator, right? Or set your denominator equal to 0 to find the x value. And then what is the other part of the synthetic division code? 1. 1 and again, and? Yep, because that is all of my coefficients of the numerator, okay? Alright, so we bring down the first value, right? Everything below the line we do what? Multiply, and everything above it we add, okay? We did this at the beginning of the semester. See, it all comes back. It all comes back at some point, okay? So, -3 times 1 is what? -3. We're multiplying. -3 times 1 is -3. Now, adding 1 plus -3 would give me -2. And then -3 times -2 is what? 6. -20 plus 6 would give me what?
-14.
So this guy is going to be my what? My remainder. We don't care about him. We don't care what the remainder is. We only care about everything else because that tells me the equation of my slant asymptote. It is y equals x minus 2. That is your slant asymptote. That is your slant asymptote. We're done with this. Alright, so now, what is the slope of this guy? Because slope comes from VM, right?
Yeah.
Do I have a positive slope or a negative slope?
Positive.
What's in front of this x, technically?
Positive 1.
A positive 1, right? So my slope is positive. So that means I have a line going up to the right, okay? Because we have a positive slope. If it was negative, it would be going what direction? Down to the right, okay? I'm looking for what's in front of the x. That tells me. So that is what tells me my end behavior, all right? As x, so since I don't have a horizontal asymptote, it's not going to a number. It's either continuing down to negative infinity or positive infinity, okay? So, as x goes to negative infinity, is that the left side or the right side?
Left.
Left, right? Where's the left arrow going on my slant asymptote? That's just a sketch of him, but where is it going? Down or up?
Down.
So the left side is going to
Negative infinity.
negative infinity. The right side's the other side. Where's the right side going?
Positive infinity.
You are done. So you have a slant. Your end behavior is determined from your slope, okay? If you have a positive slope, this is always going to be my end behavior. So what do you think will change if I have a negative slope? They're just going to do what? Flip, right? The left side's then going to be going up forever, and the right side's going to be going down. So you have to find your asymptote first before you can find your end behavior. Yes?
Yeah, I know. I need to track back a little bit.
Okay.
So for when we are doing synthetic division, where did you get the negative 2? Is that the opposite of that?
This one?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. This one is the opposite. Remember, when you do synthetic division, these should always be the opposite, okay? Is everybody good with how I got x minus 2?
Yes.
Yes. Remember, this is always your constant. The number next to your remainder is your constant, and then you count up with your x's from there. Ida, what's your question?
So you don't do nothing with the
Negative 2, he just tells me where my y-intercept is of my line. Really, I'm looking at my slope to kind of sketch. That tells me my end behavior, okay? Good? Any more questions? No? All right, let's do one more example. Example.
Don't you understand?
Oh, that's the same. Let's change this up. Sorry, I thought I changed them all. Let's do. What multiplies to give me negative?
Stop.
All right, change it to that one. Sorry, I thought I changed them all. Is the first one factor? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But what doesn't matter with the slant asymptote. So, do we have a horizontal asymptote with this guy? No, we have a slant because the degree of the numerator is greater than the degree of the denominator. So that means I'm doing synthetic division. All right, so Leah, am I writing negative 2 or positive 2 when I put it right here? Positive 2. This guy should be the opposite. Who can tell me my coefficients for the rest of my synthetic division? What you got, Angel?
1,
Yep, 1 goes there.
negative 2, and 4.
Negative 2 and 4. So I bring down the 1. What happens if I'm missing something? It's in standard form, but it's missing a variable. What do I have to do? Put a 0 as that placeholder, right? So if I bring down 1, 2 times 1 will give me
2. 0. 0. Remainder is 4. Don't matter.
We don't care about the 4, right? So what's the equation of my line?
X minus.
Well, x, just x, plus 0. Or you could just put x, okay? Either one. You put x plus 0, that's not going to change, okay? I'm good with either one. But does the 0 really matter anyways?
Nah.
No. What really matters is my slope.
Someone's gonna do it for Eric. I told you. That's why I knew.
Alright, so is my slope positive or negative?
Positive.
So it'll look exactly like the end behavior as the one above, right? So it'll go from negative infinity to positive infinity because my slope is positive. So I automatically have this end behavior, okay? So this looks exactly like one of your test questions. I took the test question and changed it around. So if you know how to find your slope synthetically, you know what your end behavior means, then you are good to go.
So it's not going to be like how the second one is.
Right. I want y'all to put a negative in front of number 2 and try number 2.
Negative where?
Huh?
Where?
In front of number 2. Put a negative in front.
You see it now, right?
Number 2.
Yeah, I have added.
Why would I want to do that?
Put a negative in front of the numerator. Okay? Now, be careful with this one. When you're synthetic division, are you going to just be having 3 in your box?
No.
No. What is it going to be? You would add 3 and then divide by what?
2.
So it is 3 halves, right?
So you're multiplying by 3 halves?
Yep. If you set this equal to 0, it gives you 3 halves. Just like if I set x minus 2 equal to 0, it would give me a positive 2, okay? So my coefficients are negative 2, 1, and
Negative 5.
so bring down the negative 2. What is 3 halves times negative 2? Put it in your calculator. Remember, alpha y equals enter, you can get 3 halves in there. 1 minus 3 is what? What's your term?
Negative 2.
Negative 2, yes. Could I technically stop here if I wanted to? Yeah, because I don't really care what the remainder part is anyways, do I? No, so what's the line? Negative 2x minus 2. So what is my slope now?
Negative.
A negative. Slope is negative. So what's going to happen with this 2 if it was positive? It won't go from
down. So it'll be
positive infinities and
negative infinity.
it'll just switch what happened before. Okay? Good. Alright, y'all finish up the last one and I'll have somebody come up on the board and do that. Don't change that one at all. Keep
I'm
that the way it
stopping.
is.
You got like 4 minutes left. Look.